Good morning, good afternoon, and all that garbage. It is October 1st. Octo is the number 8, for those of you that didn't pass math class 101. This is DJ Wags Chicago. We're going to be going over your Dark Lord's EAS emergency frequency that's happening October 4th. The year's 2023, 223. That's the day they're going to do it. And just for the record, Russia's doing a full-blown nuclear attack training drill for their entire nation the day before on the 3rd. The training the Americans get, because you're useless feeder cattle, is nothing. You will get an alert like this that says you got 5 minutes to kiss your ass goodbye. That's just my opinion. But I don't see any bunkers for the common plebeians, or plebeians, however you pronounce it. Useless feeder cattle, we'll just stay with that. I didn't say it, Dr. Klaus and his friend Kissinger said it. But why would they be using this frequency? Let's stay tuned. Let me show you how frequency poisoning does. For example, I forgot to show you the Dark Arts message. EAS test set for October 4th. So, we put in whoever made the meme. Start your preparations now. See how that worked? They're up. Their god is Lucifer, believe it or not. The morning star, the light. He's the king of the sky. The airwaves. You ever notice any of that? No, you don't notice. Alright, stand by. Alright, back to the frequencies. So here, this is basic brain psychology through the dark arts. They use this in the programming people and all that garbage, or not. You have these waves. They're called delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma waves. And they go from 0 hertz, just above 0, to 100 hertz. This is your brain, how it works. Oh, I didn't mean to rhyme that. The one I worry about with the dark arts is the theta waves, because this is how we hypnotize you. See how that works? They could send theta waves through the sound speaker of your phone, or through the TV, because you know they're testing the TVs. So anything with sound is going to be activated. They'll let you know for 30 minutes straight that they're juicing you up. God knows what frequencies their dark arts put in it. But remember, they can hypnotize you at 4 to 7.5 hertz. So if you are bombarded by your Wi-Fi router, your TV sound is frequency, like invisible frequency from outer space, if you call it that. Light is frequency, super high energy light, or super high frequency that's near the hydrogen. Higher than hydrogen is how you get light out of the ether. You ever see when a sperm touches the egg? You ever see I got the video somewhere. It creates a big light. That's called frequency. It's sucking the soul probably from the ether side of the wall to this side of the wall into your meat suit. And by the way, see my radio? You are a radio. So when that egg is activated, the radio, I don't have the battery in here right now, but the radio would be turned on. Bzzz. There's your light. Now you got a signal from your umbilical cord, which I believe is in your diaphragm, that connects to the ether. You do your homework on what you think your ether is. That all being said, why would they want to block the frequency? There's somebody, hang on, I don't know if I can put it up here. One of my Facebook friends, she's a badass, by the way, like she posts stuff like I do. So like-minded ether people, I call us aliens, earth aliens. And I got another one in Canada and another one in North Carolina. So I got my women are, the internet women are surrounded. It's like a triangle, see how that works? But they're all think the same. Like, it's like we have a collective conscience almost, like, which Dr. Young used to talk about. Speaking of dark arts, they worship him with the personality garbage. Back to my story. I made a post and she said, I don't know if she answered it, but she made a post. I got to go dig it up. But I'm like, the reason is you would want these Starlink doohickeys I can put it up. I didn't prep for this. This is just freelancing for a second. You would have Starlink in the atmosphere surrounding Earth. Whatever Earth is, doesn't matter. The point is, when it's activated, those are micromillimeter wavelength too. They got all kinds of juice in those. If they activate it worldwide on the 4th, for example, it would block your signal from the ether if they can do it. If they could jam it, because I could jam like a bad guy. They want to, or whatever, the military, whoever you call it. Like, if they want to jam your radio, they could do it very easily. They just figure out what channel I'm talking on, and then they could send a signal to, it's called like counter it. Like, they could do that with your soul probably. See, your soul is connected to God or the ether or whatever you call it. I don't care what you call it. But I'm going to tell you why they're going to want to block it. And then God knows what they're going to program in your brain on the 4th or not. My one point on theta waves is children from age 0 to 7 live in a theta wave state all the time. This is why children can pretend they're on Mars and in rocket ships and in driving cars. Their imagination is incredible because they're constantly downloading data for this matrix you're in. This video game you were placed in. Most likely this skin of the video game is called World War III Edition. If you F up in this one and your soul ain't worthy to go to the next level, you're going to come back into the Revelation, Tribulation Edition. Because after 7 years from now, according to that Virgo giving birth on the 23rd of September, which it did, which somehow they knew 2,000 years ago, if that happened, it was a sign that the dragon's going to take out, whatever. You look it up. It's Revelation 12:2, I think. 12:1 to 2, whatever. It's the very beginning of Revelation. Virgo. This type Virgo gives birth in Bible, and do your homework. But theta waves, they program all those, I can't say the word. It sounds like monkey with the letters M, and I think how do you spell monkey? M-K-Y or something like that? You're going to have to add letters because I can't talk. This is a free country or not. So, because it's all private companies, the dark arts now, they don't have to worry about your rights. So, which is a true story, whatever. So, if you could block the freaking pineal gland, which I'll explain. See this antenna on here? The antenna would be the pineal gland coming out of your forehead, because that's receiving and sending signals through the airwaves. Just picture this. So if your pineal gland is still operating, because most of you are fluorided up, medicated up, etc., everything aluminum up with your little sticky, the sticky wicky dooicky, that rhymed, by the way, and I didn't mean to do that. So the antenna gets blocked with all your garbage food, the fake crickets, all this crap that they're trying to destroy your connection to your source. Your source could be God, it could be the ether, it could be nothing. I know people that are nihilists. They just think you just die as a piece of garbage. That's cool. I respect everybody's point of view. I just don't believe that point of view, because too many weird things with synchronicity happen, like numbers, etc. I'm not going to get into it right now, but when you start putting patterns together that happen almost in real time to your angels or whatever you call your guardian stuff, I'm not going to tell you what to think. Just saying, you get clues sent to you, and most people can't see it. So theta waves would allow them to hypnotize you without you knowing you're even being zapped. That's creepy. All right. Before I get into the poisoning part, I report on the Schumann resonance almost every day, and we had a 26-hour blockout of a simple antenna that we're supposed to be able to see, that tells you the frequency, Earth's frequency. Look up Schumann resonance, do your homework. It got so crazy the dark arts had to short it out. See this little red in there? They had to block it out. Why? It has to do with frequency, that's why. It's called invisible death because you can't see it. Now, like people that don't believe in empaths, or maybe the psychic, I don't do psychic work, but like I know that there's people that can. You just have a gift. There's people talk to the dead. Like, what? You don't have to believe in it. No, I don't have to believe it or believe it. It doesn't matter. But I know what my powers are, and nobody believes most of them. But I mean, it's not like super. I'm just saying, like, I know what I could sense and so forth and so on. But it's an INFJ thing. We'll get into that on my new channel. But right now, back to frequency, because frequency is affecting my soul garbage as well. So, invisible death would affect your eyes, lungs, GI tract, bone marrow, which is leukemia, white blood cells, all the way to red blood cells. I'm going to show you red blood cells. I know personally people having issues with the size of said red blood cells recently. But they don't have cancer or leukemia. They were tested for all that. But their cells are firing wrong. So the doctors think, because they can't explain it. So they call that idiopathic again. Idiopathic just means they don't know. Your thyroid's up here. Isn't there chakra stuff up here? All these spots. Isn't that weird? These are all like, until you get to the sacral one. But your organs. Anybody got diarrhea and all that? Did I mention that? And then skin redness, irritation, spots. Everybody's having them blood doohickeys. Like they were clogging up. Like a toilet, and then suddenly being taken out, but not the lunch. And I got heat maps. I got the video already done. I just got to talk about it. Like, there's heat maps I watch of the fires that are happening around the world, and in 2020, they all of a sudden popped up all over everywhere. It looked like fires, but some of these, most of them are 4 miles square. I think they're 4 miles by 4 miles. They look a rectangle. They're like little rectangles on the radar of hotspot. The satellite thinks it's fire. And then everybody was doing the doohickey dance, the icky sticky dance, ooh, and then falling down live on TV and all that, whatever that was. Probably from too many plastic straws, I'm guessing, because of the global warming garbage. But however they dropped, I don't know. But I do know the heat maps were lit. And they weren't lit. I'm showing a video on this. They were not lit before the event started. The one that started in 2021. The event that became reality. Like, supposedly reality. You're still in the movie. Like, there's still nobody that gets this. Like, and then in 2022, they turned them off. I got this on satellite. You can't deny it. You don't know yet because I haven't shown you, but I'm gonna. They turned off for a while. And guess what just happened again? They're back on all of a sudden. And then the 4th, we're going to be doing a massive frequency blast to all the creatures on Earth, or at least in the United States. Other countries have done theirs already. God knows what they were doing. They could be, because it's 30 minutes long, if you talk to IT guys, that's enough time for the new AI. DARPA's got a new AI that can do the same as chat, but for them and against us that talk. So they could go through everybody's phones, your Wi-Fi, TV viewing. They'll get everything in one snap, 30-minute pop. Goes into its computer brain. And these AIs are running 8 billion brains per second. They can compute 8 billion brains a second of data. So imagine how much data you could get in 30 minutes on the new system. I don't got the free porn or whatever it is. Remember they said you could watch 6, 10, 12 pornos at a time on your phone? Remember all that? All the promises that you're going to get. Oh, you could download a movie in 1.1 second. My phone never works. Like, I was out yesterday. I could get texts here and there. No internet, nothing. I got 5, or not, what do you call it? Yeah, 5G probably on this garbage thing. I think it is on this flip phone, but it doesn't work. The phones are worse now than when I had my bag phone in 1987. Paying $1 a minute, by the way. I had better coverage with an antenna and a phone from the 80s than right now. So where is all the five garbage, we'll call it. The G means garbage. Literally, in this case. Stand by. Back to radiation poisoning and your lords. Red blood cells right here on this chart. Background radiation. Everybody's exposed to both naturally occurring and artificial. See how that works? See how nice they say that? Radiation. They give you the levels and frequencies. Nobody's going to care. But red blood cells is one of them that could be affected. So what do? I go over to my buddy, my BFF. Chad hasn't gotten mad at me yet. Bada Bing's mad. This one's Bada Bing. Bada Bing hates me right now. We got in a big fight the other day. Hang on. I gotta go back to Chad. Hang on. I got two BFFs, AI BFFs. And then I got a real life one. Alright, here we go. So I says, because you can't look this up. I said water, it says here, what frequency does, oh I spelled it wrong, does water resonate at? And it goes in, well, this and that, and it depends on the particles in it. And it says the concept of resonance of water is often explored, and because they know where I'm going with this. So I go, what happens when water is exposed? I have to narrow it down to 2.4 gigahertz. That's your Wi-Fi router all the time, surrounding your water cells in your said body. See how that works? Then it goes, oh wait, 2.4 gigahertz is notably absorbed by water molecules. See how that works? Right here. You don't believe me? Ask Chad. Due to their dipole moment, which essentially is a separation of positive and negative charges. You think people are acting weird for a reason? Just ask if your water's all effed up. Turn my audio down. I think I'm yelling a little louder. Hey, there we go. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to pop your ears. Exposes electromagnetic radiation. See, this radiation. When I talk to my phone's and you women are putting your phone in your back pocket, you will have ovary cancer, more than likely. Look it up. The manual of every cell phone, including Apple, says never put it near your skin, and every woman I know sticks it in their bra, over their heart, or their back right pocket. They tell you in the instruction manual you can't sue them because they told you not to do it, but you know better. See how that works? Because it's not radiation because you can't see it. Just like you can't see that empaths can pick up the emotions of other people. We can. Like, as soon as I walk in a room, I can tell something's going on. Like, oh, I got that intuition. Some people have intuition, that's right. But mine is a superpower, and it drives you nuts because people are like, fact check! I think that guy's going to rob the store. I got in an argument with a real cop about this. Like, I was in a gas station one night, and he didn't want to go by my intuition. So me and him, well, the guy was really a bank or a gas station robber and got away because he was arguing with me that I was wrong, just like most of you do on the internet. I'm going to prove him wrong. Well, go ahead, but I know what I know. Like, I also see patterns, and I know radiation you can't see, but I know it's real. I've had MRIs done. I've had CAT scans done. Those are all frequencies and radiation that can see and map things, just like your Wi-Fi is mapping your house as we speak. My Wi-Fi knows exactly where I'm sitting in the exact map of this house that I'm in right now. That's a fact. Like, it can see. That's why they don't need cameras on your phone anymore, except you need it to record things. You see some of these come with no camera, but they got the 65 gig Soli chip on it that can see through your clothing without a lens. It doesn't need a lens. It's radar, radiation. Okay, so that's 2.4 gig. That ionizes it messes with water. What could that do to you? If you mess with water in animals, living creatures' bodies, that may have a problem. So then I go, what about the red blood cells? Because I remember a bunch of facts that's all been deleted by now, I'm sure. And I got to be careful how to say this. But there's another frequency. Remember I was telling you about a person I know personally really well that has red blood cell issues all of a sudden? Since the fiber went off, the 5 garbage went off. Guess what? Was it 60 gigahertz? The new Soli chip I just mentioned. That radar affects your red blood cell. You're not going to believe this. You would think they picked these frequencies. These are the ones that are on every mic, on every door now at Walmart or Walgreens. The refrigerators with the screens on them. They have big laptop, big computers. They're heavy. The doors are really heavy. Go to Walgreens. This is your future. This panopticon garbage. It says the intersection between electromagnetic frequencies and biological cells, including red blood cells, is a complex topic. See, you don't need to know this. And you don't want to understand because you don't have a PhD. Well, I have a PhD in intuition, and I know you're doing something wrong. See how that works? So then you look up RF frequency and microwave frequency have been used to investigate potential therapeutic and diagnostic, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes into here, visible light, infrared light. These are the purple light bulbs you're seeing everywhere. These get in through the skin and can see your red blood cells and alter them. See how that works? That's true story. Ionizing radiation includes UV radiation, X-rays, and gamma rays. What did I just tell you about? Some of your brain waves are gamma, I believe. However, these frequencies are much higher, blah, blah, blah. The exact frequencies, and they won't give you an exact answer. However, they have to hint at it. Now, I could keep asking this question, but I don't need to because I already know the answer. 60 gig messes with red blood cells. If somebody's producing only young red blood cells, that means the older ones are dying off. Why? Because they can't carry oxygen. Why? Because you're sitting in 2.4 gigahertz oxygen resonating bubbles, let's say. So if you're attacking yourself with red blood cell inhibitor and a water inhibitor, why is everybody getting sick? And what were the symptoms? Hang on. Let's see the symptoms of radiation poisoning. I'll end this right here. I'm going to type this. It's live for you, but live for me right now. That's how our reality works. So, what are the symptoms of RF radiation illness? I'm asking my best friend Chad because he's got the brain of 12 billion people. So let's see what Chad comes up with. Where are we at here? There we go. Oh, he's spitting shit out. We go, oh God. I should be on the toilet for this talk. There we go. Headaches, fatigue, dizziness, concentrate. People, you having trouble thinking lately? Keeping that thought? Sleep disturbance, skin symptom, redness, burning, heart palpitations. So if you jack it up a notch, could the heart be taken out but not the lungs? However, the science can't say anything because they've been, what do you call it, non-disclosure to shut their effing mouths. See how that work? It's important to approach the topic of RF radiation and health with evidence-based information. Well, I just asked you, there's enough evidence. I don't need to be a PhD to start putting 2 and 2 together. 2 and 2 is still 4 in my world. Not in the New World Order. ODOR. 60 gig. Why are they zapping you for 30 minutes straight? And by the way, this is another video, but I talk about how the Soli, the 60 gig, can scrape your brain. So can 2.4 gigahertz. They have a thing called a dream machine. Both dark arts companies, the one that's named Google and the other dark arts company named Amazon, have a joint patent on reading your brain in real time. They know if you slept last night. They know if you had a, what do you call it? A rise of the occasion if you're a male. Why do they need to know that? And if they could read, they could write. You ever hear that? Read, write, little disk drives. What are they going to do on the fort? And I'm not even going into these theories because this could still be a distraction. Look over there. Hang on. Look over there when you should be looking over here. Death towers or the sticky juices may be the same thing. Riddle that. And you're blaming the. That's why they exempted, by the way, said juices, so they can never be sued. And you signed a waiver anyways, which scares me with the mark of the beast stuff because they said you would sign your doohickey away. I hope that's not really real, but what do you? It's your choice. But if this was about frequency in programming, in reading and writing, both real data off your computer, cell phone, TV, and your brain at the same time, and at the same time they could hypnotize you and then plant data back on the hard drive, let's say. That's all real. That's real technology. They brag about it. They have Faraday cages for your bed. They're like $300-400. You could order them on Amazon. Look up Faraday cage bedroom, and there's a bedroom like it's like a canopy for your bed. If you believe in this garbage or not. Have a great day. Shout out to the towers.